Hello, everyone in Facebook land and LinkedIn and YouTube. We are excited today. I'm here with Ruth Fay to have a conversation about our book that's been launched on Amazon in Australia today, Get Published. Industry experts share their secrets, and we're both contributors and very excited to be part of this book. Faye, do you want to? Oh, Ruth, sorry, I haven't met. Like I associate you with fairies and the mystic and all things, beautiful. So, why don't you share what you do and what you wrote about in this book?
Well, thank you for having me, Crystal. It's lovely to be here and celebrate this exciting day. We've been working on this for months, months and months and months. Why did I do it? I met with one of the lead publishers and authors last year, towards the end of last year, I think. And I think the thing that attracted me to it the most was actually having the opportunity to talk about, and in talking about it, also get clear on what it is I love about the indie publishing industry, why I do what I do, the love that I bring to my work, my clients, co-creating magical stories with people. And that's not just with authors, but with publishers as well. So for me, it was really an opportunity to explore personally what I do and why, and then to be able to share that with people and connect with like-minded people in the industry or authors or aspiring authors who are looking for help and support in what they do.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that, you haven't shared that you are primarily an editor, right? That is your zone of genius, working with publishers, helping them to get their books edited, and also, of course, individual authors. And that's how we connected. When I
Yeah.
was always looking for more editors to expand my team. And so when I came across you, and we're so close connected locally as well. Like, you're in Melbourne, I'm like 90 minutes outside of Melbourne. So that was a nice way of really just connecting to like-minded editors, because for me, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Hill House Publishing, and what's really important to me is to awaken and empower humanity. That is my mission statement. And so I do that by bringing thought leaders and way showers together and help them get their wisdom and their message and their expertise out into the world. And so to come together with editors that are aligned in a similar way, it just feels like a total win-win-win. And I wouldn't want to work with anybody else who's just coming in, but I want to work with editors who really get it, who
Yeah.
resonate with the content and the meaning of what we're here to create and align with the mission.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. I work with a few publishers, and when I sort of discovered the indie publishing world and started meeting people, um, everyone does things differently. And one of the things that I find as a writing coach and as an editor is you can't just tell a story. It has to be a story that can be read by readers. And it is part of what I feel I do as an editor is bridge that gap between storyteller and reader and help that the author's message be understood and felt and really resonate with the people who are reading their work. So for me as well, aligning with publishers who want to create quality and really think about supporting their authors and helping them through the transformative journey that happens when you tell your story, whether it's a little story or a big story. There is pain often, there is healing, there is joy, there is excitement, there's celebration. And being part of that whole journey is really important to me and the people who I'm aligning myself with within the industry as well. Obviously, you've been one of them, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I totally resonate with that. It is such a transformational journey, for
Mm,
the authors, even if they know their content really well. It's then really digging into their story, because in order to create a transformational experience for the reader, which is ultimately my goal as a publisher, um, the author will have to go through that, and the deeper they have processed their journey, the more they allow themselves to go into their vulnerability in a way that is not pity party or self-indulgent, but in a way that is sharing the story and then reflecting on the insights and the learnings that they've gained from that experience. That's the gold, isn't it? That the readers then can relate the story of the author to their own lives, because we never actually read anybody's story. We always read our own story through the eyes
Yeah,
of the author.
I love that. And that's why it's so important that readers recognize, as well as authors and everyone else involved in this journey, that the messages that are conveyed in people's stories will resonate differently with different people. And I can pick up a book that I read 10 years ago and it's like a completely different book because I'm at a different stage and I'm searching for more understanding in a different way, or I see the world differently now because my kids are older, or I don't know, learned how to do something differently, whatever. And it's the same for all of us. And that's why I do feel it's another one of the reasons I joined Get Published, because I do feel that authors need support in various different ways through the journey of their storytelling, but also getting it out into the world so it can connect with people along the way. And yes, I'm an editor. Yes, I'm a writing coach, but I work with people in a particular way. You're a publisher, you work with people in a particular way. Other publishers and editors and writing coaches do it differently. And one of the most beautiful things about Get Published is that if an author does read it, which hopefully they will, they understand that there is the right person to fit with their needs, and they can go out and ask the right questions and connect with the right people and get the support that they need to tell their story as they go through that journey. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I love about Get Published. You get exposed to a variety of publishers, book editors, um, even ghostwriters and cover
Mm-hmm.
designers. And they each give a different perspective on what is important and what to look for in a good editor, or what to look for in a good publisher, what to be aware of when it comes to the cover design of your book. So readers, really encouraging you to jump on Amazon, get our book, because if you are thinking about writing, you will likely find the publisher, as you said, Ruth, that will resonate with you and really help you to bring the best out, because we're not just sharing tips. We also understand that this is very much a personal journey. So we understand that everyone wants to know who we are, like what our background is, what got us to doing what we're doing. So you'll, as the reader, you'll feel a resonance with each of us. Now, before we stop or get off here, Ruth, I want to know, what is one tip that you are sharing in your chapter?
Oh, there's so many. Um, one tip is to not be overwhelmed or stop because of writing blocks or fears. There is always a way. It's the same with our personal healing journeys, or everything that we face in life that can be scary or difficult. And the little voice in the back of your mind comes up saying, blah 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 blah, don't do it because. All of those fears and blocks can be worked through, and there's so many different ways that we can do that, and you don't have to do it alone. But that would be mine. What would be yours?
What would be mine? So in my chapter, I'm really looking at this statistic that 81% of the population want to write a book, and only the rest of them, whatever the other half is, or the other, they only that small amount of people actually start writing, and out of them, the amount of people actually finishing a book is even less. I think it's 1%, 2%, so really
Mm,
anybody who's got a book out there is in the top 3% of the population, and knowing that 81% of the population do want to do it and never do. So I'm looking at, well, why is
mm,
that? What gets in the way? What is our mindset? What are the doubts that are creeping in? Self-doubt, overwhelm,
yeah.
procrastination. And I'm addressing them in working through, how can we work through these inner blocks that we impose on ourselves? Oh, I'm not good enough. Who am I to be a writer?
Yeah.
Nobody in my family ever did this. And this permission piece.
Mm,
Why do we still think we need permission from the external world in order to do what our heart asks us to do, in order to listen to our inner voice and share our message so that we can make the impact that we know we came here to make? And I finish with one quote by Mary Angelou, and that is, there is no greater agony than keeping an untold story inside of you. So
oh yeah.
my call to action always really is like, listen to yourself, listen to that whisper. If you wouldn't have that inner knowing that you're here to write a book one day, and what if one
Mm,
day never comes? What if life happens? Life will always happen.
mhm.
So let's seize the day and do it now. So that is the premise
Absolutely.
of my chapter, and really going into providing some tools to overcome the self-imposed blocks that we all know so well, right? And
Yes,
how can we dance with them? How can we play with them and playfully overcome them and work with them so that we can still do what we came here to do?
exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Probably why
put
we're
the
working together and publishing together.
exactly, and we've actually started collaborating together on, I think, 3 projects already, right? Like this is
Yes.
we are collaborating on 3 different book projects
Yep.
together, which is just so exciting. And I've just put the link there, which is a very difficult one to actually copy out. But literally, maybe just search for the book title, get published, industry experts share their secrets, and you will find it. If you're in Australia, definitely grab your copy right now, and help us get to the Amazon bestseller ranks. Leave us a review. We would love to hear it so that more people can really hear from heart-centered, purpose-driven publishers and editors in the indie book industry, because there is so much noise out there. And I really believe that this book really has attracted all of the people who are full of integrity. So go grab the copy, send it to a friend that may be wanting to write a book, and leave us a review. Thank you so, so, so much.
Thank you.